Wherefore are they Sancho staying at Dortmund? Parking that aside, we are through to the fourth round of the League Cup, Miller Cup, Carling Cup, call it whatever you like, where we'll play Brighton or Preston in the next round after beating Luton in their own backyard 3-0. The first goal was a dodgy penalty kick. I hope this is not history repeating itself. I don't want to go through another season, and I can't stomach where we're winning games more by luck than judgment. That shouldn't happen. You know, shouldn't be the way Man United win games. We should be winning it more, first and foremost, via open play. While Mata steps up and cool as a cucumber, puts it in the bottom corner. In the second half, we brought on Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes and Rashford. I think it's embarrassing why we had to bring those three on to seal the victory. We didn't need to. That team on the pitch should have been good enough to swat them aside without having to make 3 changes at least. Then 2 of the 3 score, Rashford and then Greenwood. But in hindsight, we're not going to learn anything from that game. You know, it's not going to judge Ollie's destiny. You know, the results in the Premier League and the European Cup. I can't wait for the European Cup draw, by the way. We should have a tasty, maybe group of death as well. We'll see how that pans out. I think that's a week on Thursday. The group stage kicks off, I think. Well, the transfer window's closing as well. A week on Thursday. So something to look forward to, isn't it? So I'm fairly confident that Ollie will fall on his sword. You know, there's loads of people backing him. I'm hearing this nonsense, which gets peddled around by the usual suspects, not naming names at all. We haven't had the pre-season. Man City didn't have a pre-season. It didn't affect them, did it, against Wolves? They started them aside. It didn't affect Wolves, did it, on the opening day of the season, where they swatted Sheffield United aside? The same rest applied to us, Man City and Wolves. There's no favouritism whatsoever. You know, Bayern Munich plays Sevilla in the Super Cup tomorrow. Do you really think it's going to affect either or's performance because they didn't have a pre-season? Bayern Munich swatted aside Schalke. I think it was 8-0 in the end. Are they moaning about no pre-season? Of course they're not. It's the same for all those teams that I've mentioned. I kid you not. I thought Mata was the star of the show, but according to some, he shouldn't have started the game. Egg on their face. Just like when Sancho comes to the senses, that is, when he doesn't arrive, which I've known all along. And Mata's no spring chicken, but when he comes into the team, he delivers more than most. He's reliable, he's dependable. He doesn't kick up a fuss. He doesn't throw his toys out the pram. He's a professional footballer. He's won everything there is to win in the game. He's still got a lot to offer, and I'm having nobody slagging off saying he shouldn't play in these type of games. He might not play in the Premier League games or the European Cup games, but when it comes to the crunch in the Cup games, League Cup, FA Cup, then he's got everything at his disposal to help us win those matches. Matic coming back made a fantastic difference as well. Lingard has also, to his credit, played very well. He's been linked with Spurs. I don't think he's going to leave United. Why would he? You know, he's got everything he needs. He's the king of his castle. He's not going to move to the bright lights of London. He's had obviously off-field antics, off-field issues that he's had to sort out, and off-field antics as well, when he was dressed stupidly. But we'll park that aside. But he's got a lot to offer, and he's one of those bracket of players. I wouldn't care if he went, and I wouldn't care if he stayed either. He's harmless enough, you know. So let him be in and around the squad. Same with Mata, could play in the League Cup, FA Cup. So jobs are good. But Ollie will not be judged on this result. He'll be judged on Brighton the weekend, who we face in the lunchtime kickoff. So yeah, but we'll see who we face tomorrow night. Will it be Brighton or Preston? I hope we face Brighton, because that will be a tough game. I don't want an easy game like it was tonight. I want a tough game to show what we can do. Not tonight, because I thought Luton passed it well enough, but in the final third, when it came to the crunch, they didn't really threaten us, did they? You know, it's like Ollie bunned the opposition a couple of quid before the game kicked off, because he wanted to win the game. But his papers over the cracks. And it's alarming and scary how top Reds still think he's the best man for the job. They are kidding themselves. What you see with Ollie isn't the real him. It's always on to put on a show. Every decision he makes, it's a gimmick. He doesn't know his ass from his bloody elbow. You know, he's got his head tilted down when we lost against Crystal Palace. I absolutely loved when he did that. I hate the guy with a passion. He shouldn't be at Manchester United. And also within that, Mourinho fanboys piping up on Twitter. Hasn't it dawned on you yet? Mourinho has left the building. This is not going to be a Chelsea Part 2 when he returns to the club. If Delo goes, I'm happy. I don't care if he goes, to be honest. I'm not bothered one iota. Mourinho's gone. He's not darkening the corridors anymore, and for that I'm grateful. The spineless, talentless weasel has left the club, and he'll never come back, no matter how many times you want to believe otherwise. You know? So that's where that ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you after the Brighton game, after full-time whistle, obviously.